Here's gonna be a couple ways to warm up those shoulders for that end range of motion for those overhead lifts, like a strict press, snatch, overhead squat. For this one, you just need a foam roller and the barbell, and these are gonna be those W's where you're laying on your back, you're just kind of rolling out the thoracic spine with the shoulder. So we kind of come in here and we find our grip that we're going for. So you can start wide first, and you're pinning your thoracic spine here. So you don't want a lot of thoracic spine into it. So you try to lock down into that hollow body to keep your core nice and tight. And then we're working on kind of rolling this barbell out and away from us, and then bringing it back. Rolling it out, then bringing it back. All while making sure we're also keeping our neck in a nice neutral position, so we're not ripping our neck in this exercise. As you kind of work this a little bit, then you kind of bring those hands in a little bit closer and really just work on flossing that anterior capsule and those structures in the front of the shoulder to make sure that nothing's going to limit you when you start trying to throw things overhead. And we can just kind of do this, 10 to 15 times. Just nice, gentle. If you feel a spot that's really tight, like for me right there feels snug, you kind of hang out there and you kind of work the elbow, work the shoulder, work the T-spine. See if you can help kind of floss it out to loosen it up. So that's that W. The next one you can do, it's a little more dynamic, really working on that posterior capsule, those lats and that rotation. You get a small weight and you use the foam roller to try to find and pin that portion of the shoulder where the lat and the long head of the triceps cross. And you get on that point and you're like, whew, that's a tender spot. And you get something in your hand, just like a small weight, and we work on that external and internal rotation at that point. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to activate our muscles in here to pull down, and then we can kind of come more in front as we're rotating. And then we can kind of move our elbow to get more and more to that final overhead position to work all those muscles and warm up our rotator cuff, lengthen our lats, and really pin that posterior capsule to make sure it's not limiting that end range overhead. There we go. Third thing we can do is kind of that alternating hollow body over the foam roller. What we do again is we kind of keep our core nice and tight to keep our thoracic down. We work on our extension here. And then what we do is we kind of alternate, letting these small weights come back, bringing it back up, and then alternate. Coming back, and then alternate. If you have the bar here behind you, you can try to target tapping the bar. Try to tap the bar there, and then come back up. That's a good target if you're on just a regular foam roller. Trying to tap the bar. Can't quite do it on that left shoulder. Still working on it. There we go. Again, keeping a nice neutral neck here so we don't get a strain in our neck. And you can repeat this probably 10 times on each side just to warm up that end range shoulder motion. And there you go. Those are 3 ways to kind of get those shoulder, that overhead motion stability warmed up. We're going to be going for overhead lifts.